Under the relentless sun, a boundless desert unfolds, its harsh beauty stretching to the horizon. Thousands of Israelis are scattered across the landscape, their tents a temporary refuge in this desolate expanse. 40 years of wandering, etched on their faces, weariness hangs heavy in the air. Joshua, a beacon of strength, stands tall, his determined gaze sweeping over his people. Under the relentless sun, the city of Jericho rises a formidable challenge against the horizon. Its massive walls, thick and towering, exude an aura of impregnable strength. Stone upon stone, the fortress stands defiant, daring any to approach. Along the battlements, guards survey the land, their eyes filled with scorn as they look upon the Israelites. Their shadows stretch long against the stone, a silent promise of resistance. Jericho stands as a symbol of power, unwavering and resolute against the desert landscape. Inside the dimly lit tent, shadows dance on the canvas walls as Joshua kneels, his brow furrowed with deep worry. The lamplight casts an eerie glow, highlighting the lines of concern etched into his face. He clasps his hands together, his posture reflecting the weight of his burden. His voice, hushed yet fervent, breaks the silence. "O God, guide me." A desperate plea hangs in the air as he seeks divine intervention. "Show me how to conquer Jericho." Inside Joshua's tent, an otherworldly light erupts, painting the canvas walls with luminous shadows. The air vibrates with divine energy, unseen forces crackling around him. A voice echoes, resonating with celestial power. "March around the city for 6 days." The light intensifies as the divine command continues. On the 7th day, march around it 7 times. The tent seems to pulse with anticipation, awaiting the final instruction. The voice booms, sealing their fate, with trumpets and a shout. Under the harsh glare of the desert sun, Joshua stands upon a rise, a beacon of strength amidst a sea of uncertainty. His voice, resonant and unwavering, cuts through the anxious murmurs of the assembled Israelites. Sunlight catches the bronze of his breastplate, a stark contrast to the worry etched on the faces before him. A ripple of doubt spreads through the crowd, a low hum of fear threatening to drown out hope. Under the blazing sun, the Israelites begin their solemn procession around the towering walls of Jericho. Priests lead the way, their shoulders burdened with the Ark of the Covenant, a symbol of divine power and promise. The blare of trumpets pierces the still air, a stark herald of the events to come. A sea of faces, etched with unwavering determination, moves in absolute silence, their eyes fixed on the formidable city ahead. Each step is measured, each breath held, as they march towards destiny, their faith a shield against the unknown. High atop the Jericho walls, the city guards watch the approaching procession with scornful eyes. Their faces twist in amusement and mockery, a stark contrast to the solemn event unfolding below. Laughter erupts from some, a cruel symphony echoing across the ancient stones. Others exchange puzzled glances, their confusion a silent acknowledgement of the bizarre spectacle. Disbelief and ridicule mingle in the air, as the guards struggle to comprehend the unfolding events. Under the cloak of night, the Israelite camp emerges, a sanctuary of flickering firelight against the vast desert. Exhaustion etches deep lines into the faces of the returning Israelites, their steps heavy with the day's trials. The dancing flames cast an uncertain glow in their weary eyes, mirroring the doubts that stir within them. Yet, amidst the apprehension, a palpable sense of trust lingers, binding them together in shared faith. Their collective gaze turns towards the heart of the camp, where Joshua's leadership stands as a beacon of hope and resolve. Under the relentless sun, the Israelites march around Jericho, a silent procession against the ancient walls. The only sound is the rhythmic thud of thousands of footsteps on the parched earth, a drumbeat of unwavering faith. Trumpets blare, their piercing notes cutting through the heavy air, a stark declaration to the city. Each step is measured, each trumpet blast resonant with anticipation as the silent siege continues. The city watches, impenetrable and defiant, as the Israelites complete another circuit in their divine ritual. Beneath the relentless sun, the Jericho walls stand defiant, yet subtle cracks of doubt begin to appear among the guards. Eyes dart nervously, once firm stances waver as the unwavering siege stretches into its second day. A hint of unease etches itself onto their faces, a silent acknowledgement of the impossible pressure. The imposing walls, once a symbol of invincibility, now seem to echo with the whispers of growing apprehension. Under the relentless sun, the march continues, each footstep stirring the dust of the barren land. Dust devils swirl like vengeful spirits across the plains, mirroring the turmoil in their hearts. In the distance, the formidable walls of Jericho rise, a silent challenge against the endless expanse. With each step, anticipation and dread mingle, weaving a suffocating tension that hangs heavy in the air. The city looms ever closer, its shadow casting a pall over the weary travelers, a symbol of both promise and impending conflict. High atop the Jericho walls, children point with innocent curiosity at the unusual sight below. Their small voices bubble with questions, seeking answers from parents whose smiles are strained and unconvincing. Adults exchange furtive glances, their forced calm failing to mask the growing apprehension in their eyes. The air is thick with unspoken fears, heavier than the ever-present desert dust that swirls around them. A palpable sense of unease settles over Jericho, a silent acknowledgement of the unknown threat encroaching upon their city. Under the relentless sun, the ancient city of Jericho shimmers, its walls a silent challenge. The Israelites march with unwavering faith, their faces reflecting a sea of determination. Each step echoes with growing commitment, the sound resonating across the desolate landscape. Their resolve hardens with every circuit around the city walls, a silent promise etched in their eyes. Under the relentless sun, the ancient stones of Jericho bake, dust devils swirling in the desolate expanse. Within the walls, Jericho's soldiers, once defiant, now bear the crushing weight of sleepless torment. Bloodshot eyes and gaunt faces betray the haunting loop of endless procession and impending doom. The silent march of unwavering faith becomes a waking nightmare, etching itself into their weary souls. Under the desert sun, the march persists, each footfall echoing with solemn prayer. The Israelites, faces etched with faith and hardship, advance with unwavering obedience. A sea of sun-weathered faces circles Jericho, their trust a tangible force. Bound together by divine promise, they move as one, an ancient city, their silent witness. Above the formidable Jericho walls, a heavy dread descends, thick and suffocating. The city's inhabitants stare out, their eyes wide with dawning horror, realizing this siege is unlike any they've known. A visible unease ripples through the assembled crowd, their faces etched with growing despair. The very air seems to vibrate with unspoken fears as the day wears on, each moment heavier than the last. Under the relentless sun, Jericho stands defiant, its ancient stones baking in the heat. Dust devils dance around the feet of the marching Israelites, their silent procession a testament to unwavering faith. Faces, grim with determination, are set like stone towards the towering walls, each step resonating with purpose. The sixth day dawns, their resolve unyielding. As they complete their circuit, the fate of Jericho hanging in the balance. Under the relentless sun, the ancient walls of Jericho shimmer with heat, the air thick with dust and foreboding. In the shadows, the city's inhabitants huddle, their faces canvases of worry and fear. Mothers clutch their children, their whispered prayers blending with the oppressive silence. Nervous glances dart towards the horizon, each creak of stone and rustle of wind amplifying the growing tension. An unnerving quiet descends upon Jericho, a stark prelude to the unknown terrors that loom. They brace themselves against the ancient walls, unsure of what the next sunrise will bring, their fate hanging in the balance. Under the first light of dawn, Jericho looms, ancient and formidable, as the Israelite camp awakens. Tents collapse and the air vibrates with anticipation as the Israelites prepare for their final assault. Joshua, a figure of strength and conviction, stands before the assembled warriors, his presence commanding. His voice, infused with divine purpose, echoes across the plains. Remember the promise. Today, the Lord delivers Jericho into our hands. Under the blazing sun, the Israelites encircle Jericho, their numbers a stark contrast against the endless desert. Each step is measured, each face set with unwavering resolve as they march in solemn unity. The blare of trumpets pierces the still air, a growing crescendo that echoes across the ancient land. The very walls of Jericho seem to tremble under the weight of their faith and the intensity of the sound. Upon the towering Jericho walls, the city's inhabitants gather, their eyes wide with fear. A silent vigil unfolds, each face a canvas of dread as they await their fate. The air itself seems to vibrate with a sense of impending doom, a palpable weight pressing down on Jericho. Shadows lengthen as the sun crawls across the sky, each moment stretching into an eternity of suspense. The enormity of the walls contrasts sharply with the vulnerability of those who seek refuge behind them. A collective breath is held, a city poised on the brink, as the day of reckoning dawns upon Jericho. Under the relentless sun, the ancient city of Jericho stands defiant. After the seventh march, Joshua's hand rises, a stark signal against the blazing sky. Trumpets blare, their sound a deafening crescendo that tears through the stillness. The earth trembles as the trumpet's echoes reverberate across the plains, a symphony of impending change. The air crackles with anticipation, a moment of destiny hanging heavy over Jericho. Under Joshua's command, the Israelites gather, anticipation hanging heavy in the air over Jericho. A deafening roar erupts, a unified cry that shatters the morning calm and echoes against the towering walls. The ground trembles beneath their feet as the collective shout shakes the very foundations of the city. Dust and debris rain down as the ancient city groans under the force of their earth-shattering battle cry. The earth convulses, a deep tremor resonating through the ancient city of Jericho. Cracks erupt across the towering walls, spider-webbing into a network of impending collapse. Dust billows skyward, a suffocating cloud that swallows the sun and heralds destruction. Jericho crumbles, its mighty defenses reduced to dust under an apocalyptic sky. The ancient walls of Jericho groan under an unseen force, dust swirling as the first cracks appear in the aged stone. With a cataclysmic roar, the walls shatter and fall, the echoes of destruction filling the air as the city crumbles. A sea of Israelites surges forward, their faces alight with religious fervor, claiming the fallen city as their own. Their triumphant voices rise in unison, a powerful declaration of faith and victory that reverberates across the ravaged landscape. Like the walls of Jericho, God can break down any obstacle in your life. Trust in Him, obey His word, and shout for victory.